Alright, YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Callum here today, bringing you another episode of our Prison Architect series. Today we've got a lot of issues to address, which I need to go ahead and deal with. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for the support on the first two episodes. It's been absolutely great. Second of all, I want to say I'm not actually happy with the first and second episodes. I mean, the first one went down really well, but in the second one, I think I lost my flow a little bit, so I do apologise about that. But I think it was just because I was feeling ill, and I mentioned that throughout the video, but today I'm back and I am feeling much better and really excited to play this game. So before we go ahead and unpause, one or two issues which I need to go ahead and address. So right now, people have been advising me different ways to go ahead and lay out my prison. I realised I didn't really, cover that too well in the first two videos, so I want to go ahead and address this issue. So what I'm going to have in a sense is I'm going to have a north and a top and a bottom prison, and then I'm going to have all of the administration and all the buildings which you would require, like the canteen, which is going to get larger, infirmary, laundry, all that sort of stuff in the middle area here. It's going to be multiple admin buildings in the middle, and then the cells will be at the top and there'll be cells at the bottom as well. That's the plan for this. A lot of people were wanting me to go ahead and create, for example, a large yard in the middle, which is something that I actually don't mind that idea. However, I'm not going to do it with this prison, but I'm sure we'll build multiple prisons, and I know when my prison gets to a certain stage, I'm going to want to actually go ahead and sell it, so we can go ahead and get ourselves a new plot of land, and then continue on with another prison, because I think that would be really enjoyable to do. Just go ahead and continue to just do better than we've done previously. That's something which I'm very much about, and that's why I've done multiple Transport Fever series, and then this is the reason why I can see myself doing multiple series on this game. Along with that, I need to go ahead and a few people have been wondering why I've not been making all my buildings out of concrete. That's something which, yes, I maybe should start to do from now on. What this is going to be is we're going to do quite a lot of work in this episode. Right now I'm deciding to change up this admin building a little bit. So right now, as we can see, the admin building is looking relatively good. However, you can see it requires entrance there, because we're going to go ahead and modify things up yet again. So at the end of the last episode I went ahead and modified this building, and the reason that I'm not going ahead or I didn't actually record that part on camera is that I've got a lot of this coming down, and what I want to do is, if you can see where my mouse is at the top middle of the screen, what I'm going to do is where the psychologist's office is here to the left, I'm going to have another office parallel to the right. Then we're going to come along here to the requires entrance. We'll have an extra gate out, into the what you would call solitary confinement. Then we're going to have, this is going to be the visitation wing. The reason I need to build a visitation wing is because of the fact of our danger increasing. We've got 16 prisoners, we've got 18 prisoners, but 16 have complaints, which is quite a large issue. So if we jump in here and we jump into needs, we've got two problems which we need to solve urgently. One of those is family and one of those is recreation. How are we going to solve those issues? Well, 2 or 3 solutions we can go ahead and do, but in the long term I do need to go ahead and build a family visitation area, or just a visitation area if you will. In the short term though, I can go ahead and at least deal with those issues a little bit, and that's what we're going to start off with this episode. Along with this modification to the office, which this office doesn't work because it doesn't meet the minimum cell or size requirements, I've also gone ahead and added in, what my plan is to have a cell block here, then there'll be another cell block over here, maybe another 1 or 2 cell blocks over here, and each individual cell block eventually will go ahead and accommodate for different risks of prisoners. So there's going to be different parts of the overall prison, which is something which I'm aiming for. So right now, this is built out of brick. Yes, it's built out of brick, but this will probably be the only one that will be built out of brick. Also, people are saying staff doors can be broken through. Yes, I realise, okay, I know that now. However, there's most rooms that are through staff doors have also got jail doors as well, and I'm going to go ahead and lay out my yards in the way that it's sort of all segregated off, so you have to go through multiple jail doors to go ahead and get into certain areas. For example, there's a staff door here into the kitchen. However, you do need to go through multiple, or at least jail door, to go ahead and get into this area. It's not something that worries me about my low end and my medium end prisoners, but as we go on, we need to go ahead and, we're not going to take any high risk prisoners in for a while because the prison is just not fit for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue on with the game. So right now, in general, prisoners are not happy and there's a little bit going on. I don't really know what's going on here, to be honest. Looks like there's some fighting going on. Oh, shit's just hitting the fan, basically. It looks like everything is literally going wrong. There's someone unconscious, which is not good, because we need to go ahead and build an infirmary, and that's what we're going to get into action ASAP, because we've got someone unconscious. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause the game. Again, I know, probably not the best thing to do, but I kind of don't want this guy to die. At the end of the day, it is my fault if he dies. I've not gone ahead and done my job. I don't mind if a prisoner dies here or there, but I mean, it does have knock-on consequences. So for that, we're going to need to go ahead and add in the power cable, and then all we actually need additionally is, well, we're going to need a doctor, which I can't remember if we got a doctor at the end of the last episode. For some reason, I think we had to do it for one of our grants. So if we go ahead here and look at staff, we don't actually have a doctor yet, so we'll go ahead and add one of them in. We need to go ahead and deal with all of our medical beds and stuff like that. So we'll add a medical bed in there, a medical bed in there, then we'll go ahead and pivot you, add a medical bed in there. So it's just going to be a very small ward, I guess you could say, just 4 overall. Then what we'll go ahead and do is we'll add in a desk and some filing cabinets to make it actually go ahead and appear like it is a proper infirmary, just like a doctor's desk, if you will. Trying to type quietly. I think I need to get a better keyboard actually, because I mean this keyboard's a good keyboard, but it's a mechanical keyboard, and the mechanical keyboard, where my microphone is situated to my keyboard, it's not really optimal to go ahead and, I guess, do too much typing, because it goes ahead and disturbs the video. So that is that there. Quite happy with how things are looking with those desks. I also need to go ahead and add in a cabinet as well if we can. So search please, cabinet, and we'll add in 2 of these, and that's pretty much my infirmary set up and ready to go. I could go ahead and add in toilets into this actually, but I guess there's no point in having communal toilets because these are prisoners at the end of the day, so they don't exactly get that privilege. So with that done, we're going to go ahead and actually jump and very quickly go to ×3. And it looks like, yeah, we're having quite a lot of issues overall actually, which is not good. So we've got a guard in there, we've got a lot of guards which are injured, we've got some prisoners which are unconscious. Are you dead yet? I think you're not looking your best, to be honest actually. You're looking, I can just see a small red bar under there actually. But yeah, we need to go ahead and deal with you quite quickly. So is this place getting built? I should have prioritized this. Can we go ahead and prioritize you very quickly? So we'll go ahead and up the grading there, so I believe that should have prioritized stuff. We've got guards actually wanting to get treated ASAP, so it's something, why is that just happened? I've no idea, it's because I had guards selected. So this is all, should be getting done ASAP, because we can see these little symbols here, these fast forward symbols, which are going to go ahead and get this place built quickly. Yet I do not see a single workman, which is strange. So they're starting to move stuff along, but the thing is, I've got so much security, we need quite a few guards, we can see desks coming in. It's going to take a while to happen, but it will happen. Then we need to go ahead, we've got this area to deal with as well, and we've got a little bit of tidying up to do up here, which we'll focus on for the time being. Got a feeling this prisoner might land up dying, to be honest, but it might just be the way things have to happen. There's another one unconscious in the showers, which isn't good. But bar that, I think we're okay. The danger's gone down now that we've had a wee riot, which is good, so that also buys me time to go ahead and deal with everything, all my other problems, I guess you could say. So I meant to hit staff there. Gonna go ahead and add in a doctor for the time being. We'll add in 2 doctors. So the good thing is you don't actually need a bed, which is something I probably should have put in doctors sooner, to be fair, because you can go ahead and deal with the... I thought I needed like medical beds before I went ahead and put in doctors into this map before I went ahead and dealt with these prisoners, but obviously not, so that's something good to know. You can also see fences going up. There's lots going on in the prison right now, which is good to see. I just want to go ahead, there's going to be an enclosed area here because I don't want prisoners walking around the whole larger square if they can go ahead and avoid it. They shouldn't really get that privilege. And eventually we'll go ahead and when we get a bit more money, add in an outer concrete wall. Right now I'm just a little bit limited on resources and finance. One thing we can go ahead and do is look at our grants, because that is a very good way to make ourselves some money. So what are we looking at here? So build a medical ward, at least 2 doctors and hire a psychologist. I can go ahead and do that and get that instantly, which is very good. Prison maintenance. Unlock maintenance through bureaucracy, which is something we've already got. We've also got a cleaner already. Groundskeeping is something which we need to go ahead and do. Foreman, we've got 2 janitors. We're very close to that one as well, actually. So let's go ahead and complete that. I need to go ahead before I actually do complete it, though, is deal with my office situation. So that is on the move there. There is two unconscious prisoners actually gone into my medical ward, which is good. No idea where my doctors have gone to, however. I do need to go ahead and make some modifications to the path here as well. So I need to go ahead and stop assigning myself new tasks without completing old ones, that's for sure. So we're going to go ahead and add in paving slabs right along here, and that will allow access in it to the, because right now this new fence is going ahead and cutting people off, so they have to go via the medical or the canteen. Why am I saying medical there? Canteen. So that's going to go ahead and create a new path, and I'm also going to go ahead and add in objects, and we're going to jump in and grab a large jail door. Again, it's just cutting off and breaking down the prison, just going ahead and adding in, which, yes, I realise is a little bit more of a problem for some of my guards, but at the same time, why are we going up the top here? We're going for a walk. Where are you honestly going? Legit, what is that? Is that sickness? Why are we going up here? Because unless you're planning to go all the way around, which is a fence there, or you're getting taken to solitary confinement, but you're going the longest way around, and there's already 2. Yeah, there's already 2. I need guards. I need to set this area up better, because right now that guard is going all the way the long way around to go ahead and deal with a situation which you shouldn't have to. So we'll go ahead and pause the game, and I need to go ahead and deal with this issue. Again, assigning myself too much at once and then forgetting about it. Need to snap out that habit very, very quickly. So we've got an office there. We need to go ahead and make some modifications. So we're going to start off by removing some objects, i.e. that door there. So that door is going to disappear. We then need to go ahead and jump into materials, and we need to demolish some walls. So we'll go ahead and demolish that wall there. Then we need to go ahead and add in a wall, which we need to go ahead and add in that section there. Then we need to go ahead and add in a, let me think, we need to demolish this small section here. That will mean that there's going to be access with a door, so if we jump into objects, we build a door there, and that will allow access across into solitary confinement, not having the 2 buildings attached, but this area is going to be fenced by a fence. It's going to be closed. It's not going to be the whole overall area anymore, just again breaking things up and making things a little bit better. It will also mean that people don't have to run all the way around. For example, they're going to go from, if you want to go from the infirmary, you'll come along this new path, then you'll come down, you'll enter into the administration building, you'll come up here, you'll go through a door at the top, and then into the solitary confinement, which I don't think is too many doors. It maybe is, maybe isn't, but I just want that security thing. It's just in the back of my mind. Like, if I was to go ahead, games in real life, let's think about it. How many checkpoints are you going to have in real life? You're going to have a lot, and I realise, yes, this is a game, and it's different to real life, but a lot of things are transferable. So we'll go ahead, and what I need to do is I need to go ahead and Control C all this, so whatever I've done there, that needs to get sped up, because just not practical use going all the way around. There's 2 guards, there's a prisoner, and there's also a doctor, so that's just got a knock-on effect for everything, and is a little bit stupid. How's everything else doing though? In general, things are doing not bad. The prisoners are right now sleeping, which is good. It looks like we could go ahead and possibly hire a new janitor at some point, actually, because the prison's still a little bit of a mess. In general, it's not too bad, but there's still, it just annoys me as little bits of dirt. I do need to go ahead and add in a gardener though. That's something I definitely need to do, because you can just see all the moss forming on the paths and the rocks and that sort of stuff. So it's time to go ahead and tidy things up here. So let's go ahead and do that. So jump into here. Do we have gardener? I need to go back into bureaucracy actually, because what do we have and what don't we have? That's a very good question. So it's groundskeeping I need, which cost me 2,000. We've got cleaning, we've got prison labour, so we need to go ahead and do the washing machine room or the laundry room. Again, I would use the term washing machine and washing machine room, but obviously this game is, I'm guessing, I don't know who it's made by actually, to be fair. Probably an American developer or a country which has learned English, but American English, because American English and British English are, they can be quite different, to be fair actually. They can be very different, and then of course again it comes down to different dialects, yada yada yada, you get what I mean. What else do we need for the time being? I can't really see myself Prison policy is a good shout actually, so this unlocks a policy report allowing you to increase and decrease punishments for all types of misconduct, as well as automatically trigger searches for misbehaving prisoners in their cell. Every time there's a riot, which I don't want there to be a riot, that will hopefully go ahead and just mean that there's a less bloodshed and less knock-on effects throughout the whole prison. It means less people go to solitary, it means less people go ahead and go into the infirmary, it just means that everything runs that little bit smoother. Anyway, so if we've gone back into here, right now I'm going to go ahead, while that's getting worked on, we're going to focus on something else. So if we go into our needs, it's family and recreation I need to go ahead and sort out, which we're going to do. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is add some objects into the yard. So we're going to go ahead and add in weight machines. We're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 weight machines. So that'll go ahead and possibly help out with that. That's also going to help out with fitness. And then for family, we're going to go ahead and add in the visitation ward by the end of this episode, hopefully. But for the time being, I'm just going to go ahead and add in 4 phones, just because it's going to take me a while to do the visitation, and that deals with the problem short term, I would say, quite well. In general, things are doing not too bad. One prisoner says he's been well treated, which I don't know who you are, because it looks like things have gone a little bit to pot this episode, to be honest. Then 2 prisoners have serious complaints, which isn't good. And then we also have 4 prisoners shackled in their cells or in solitary. So I think that's just a consequence, to be fair, of the overall knock-on effect from the rioting. So let's go ahead and continue on here. So this has all been changed, which is good to see. I'm happy with it. So we need to go ahead and extend this room to actually make this a working office. So where am I going to find office? There we go, found that very quickly. Go ahead and do that. I need to go ahead and, at least that's a working office now, which is good. We need to go ahead and move staff door up to there, and then we need to dismantle objects. We need to dismantle you there, so that'll work. All of the stuff for the yard is going in, which is good. Prisoners aren't up yet because it's just about 7 AM. How are my guards doing in general? So 4 doing jobs, 2 are stationed, and we've got 9 in total. So in general, things are looking a little bit better. How are we doing over here in our infirmary? So no doctors are here, but now with the improved system, I think we should go ahead and... I think I need to get more guards, if I'm totally honest. That'll come though with more prisoners, I think. It's just, I see too many people waiting at gates, but at the same time in my head I don't want to get rid of these gates, so it's a bit of a win-lose situation. Anyway, 2 doctors are back into the infirmary, which is good, and I'm happy with how everything is going. So let's go ahead and get started on the visitation area, and also I want to go ahead and look towards our laundry room as well, because those are the next 2 things on my list, you can put it that way. So visitation area, I'm going to go ahead and... let me think, for the time being, do I want people to walk through the prison or the admin building, or do I want to have a separate entrance? The advantage to a separate entrance is that I don't have people coming through the admin building, which in general means it gets less dirty. But if I go ahead and have a separate entrance, and that means I need to go ahead and extend this whole area here, so I need to move the road gates up the road because I need that extra little bit of security. For the time being, I think I'll just have them come through this building, but we'll have like a... what looks like to be a separate entrance going to be created in the future. So what I need to do is jump into foundations, come along here and grab our concrete, and we're going to go ahead and build a large, quite a large section, probably about there. So that's going to be 8 by 10 I think I'll do. Then I'll go ahead and also extend this part maybe about 6 meters as well. So this is going to be quite a large area to go ahead and hold visitations, which... I might need to extend this area even more actually, but we've got plenty of room up the top. I just remember there's a grant which is involving visitations, and it's something we can go ahead and work on. So we're also starting to get increased complaints about hygiene. Notably, they have just gone for showers, so that's going to change. Family hasn't changed, which is a Nord's recreation. Part of that reason is because we've not had yard time yet, but that will change. Freedom prisoners are furious that they've not got enough free time. That is understandable, I'll give you that. So we'll go ahead and make the afternoon sessions that little bit longer. Lock up for an hour, that just seems a bit pointless. I mean, I'm not really bothered. This is just minimum and normal security. Like maximum security, we get none of these benefits at all. But we're going to go ahead and have free time for 3 hours in the afternoon. Yeah, 3 hours in the afternoon, and then we'll have 2 hours in the morning. So, yeah, I think that's good. I mean, we can go ahead and decrease it, but that's quite a drastic change, so hopefully that goes ahead and allows for that. I could go ahead and move things around as well. The eating times aren't the most practical, I feel. Like, I feel that's a bit late to eat, so we can go ahead and move that forward maybe. Do 2 hours of lock-up, then sleep. Because the prisoners get up... I don't really know, to be honest. We can go ahead and play around with it. Tell me your thoughts. What do you think I should do? Because again, this series is very much going to be evolved around subscriber feedback. If you want me to do something and I've got no opinions on it, then I'm probably going to land up doing it. Remember, I reply to all comments, so go ahead and comment and just tell me what you're thinking about the series, what you'd like to see it implemented, because I have a rough idea of what I want to do, but I'm not 100% certain. So interestingly, we've got a Polaroid here. I'm going to go ahead and click on this and see what it is. So this is just I found something. It's nothing too exciting. Looks like a guy's just phoning home, which is good for our family's sake. And he has got a photo of, could be family members, and also a letter, which is interesting. So that's been found at number 98 of 177. So we've got a lot of those to go. Right, let's get back to this family area for the time being. So this has worked out, which is good. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here. We're going to bulldoze, demolish walls. We're going to bulldoze that section there. And then I think we're good to go for the time being. Interestingly, I don't think it's made a wall along here, which I don't like. So we'll go ahead and maybe do that ourselves. Just because it's up against the fence. So, I mean, I understand why it's happened, but I don't like why it's happened. Along with that, let's go ahead and turn our attention around to here down to our laundry area. So the first thing is we're going to go ahead and do is actually add in materials and extend our path network. A lot of people might think paths are not important, but paths go ahead and allow people to move from A to B much quicker, so it is actually really a vital thing to have. So we'll go ahead and create a path down there which comes along into our laundry area. So let's go ahead and jump in here and grab our laundry room, which how quickly can I find this one? I'm not seeing it jump out, not gonna lie. There we go, it only took me an extra 2 or 3 seconds there, so we'll go ahead and fill that in. 8x8 room, so quite a large room, but what do we need? So we've got 29,000 now, which is good. I'm gonna go ahead and double check grants to just see if we are... I'm going to go ahead and close that because that annoys me. I've consistently got things to do, but I know what I need to do, so unless that fills up or flashes, then I'm just going to go ahead and hide it. It's one thing as well, when I'm getting a thumbnail, it restricts my view, because if you see the thumbnails, every single thumbnail has a different picture in the background, and I need to go ahead and zoom in a lot if I've got that open, because I don't want that as part of a thumbnail. Anyway, back to grants. So prison maintenance, we're working towards that. Unlocks through bureaucracy are on their way. Visitation rights, that's on its way as well. Build a common room, that's part of as well. Okay, that's interesting. We could definitely do that though. Security procedure certification is something which hires security chief, 10 guards, patrols. We just got policies actually, which is a good thing, so we'll go ahead and we'll look at that another time. I'm trying to focus on this right now. Is there anything else to do with laundry? I'm starting to think there's maybe not actually, which is a shame. Education, that one's build a staff room, have at least 5 guards without assigned duties, and ensure no one of your staff is exhausted. That would be one which I'm going to get instantly. There's not really much, to be honest, not gonna lie, that I can go ahead and do quite soon, so a little bit of a shame. We'll go ahead though and just build a laundry room without any, I guess, motivation through grants. So what have we got here? It's probably because we don't actually have washing machine unlocked. It's not a washing machine, it's a laundry thing. Oh no, we do have laundry machines unlocked, I just spelt it wrong. So we're going to go ahead and add in one. How much are these? Only $100, so we can go ahead and add in a whole row of these along the top. Then we're going to go ahead and add in lots and lots of laundry basket. Actually, I should do ironing boards first because we can go ahead and work out how we're going to go ahead and build this room. So just interestingly, if you're looking down in the bottom left hand corner, spelt iron as in the Scottish iron for iron brew, I-R-N, I missed out the O. That's something I actually quite often do. So we'll go ahead and add in 3 ironing boards there, and then we'll go ahead and add in a laundry basket. We'll need to go ahead and add in quite a few of these actually, just because we'll need a lot of transfer of prison uniforms, because as we can see this place is littered with them, and I think as well my hygiene, if I can go ahead and remember, if we jump into needs, my hygiene bar was slowly trickling up and it was a critical issue for a while for some prisoners. I could also go ahead and actually add in shower time to the end of the day too. That is something which is a strong possibility, just because of the fact that a lot of people do tend to shower in the morning at night. Personally, me, right now I'm showering in the morning because I'm in a very good sleep schedule. I'm waking up nice and early at 8 AM, 5 out of 7 days. I get to choose the 5 days that I wake up nice and early, and 2 days I get to sleep in. I always usually use Sundays as a sleep-in day, which tonight is Saturday night I'm recording this, so yippee, I get a sleep in tomorrow. However, on the turn side of that, it's often very cold in the morning to shower, so I sometimes shower at night. I rarely shower twice in a day, to be honest, because I don't really feel it's necessary. Like, if you're going to your bed, then you're going to be a bit sweaty anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's just, it really depends. I know everyone's different though. Some people shower 3 or 4 times a day. It's just everyone for themselves, I guess. So, we need to go ahead and add in some piping after that interesting conversation about shower routines. How are we doing? So that, we'll go ahead and solve that issue with the dryers. I need to go ahead and work on the visitation area, that's the bottom line. So jumping back into utilities, actually grabbing my electrical cable, and we're going to go ahead and add in our branch here and a branch coming up here. So there was a grant for visitation, and that's something, oh dear, that is not good. We have tripped the circuit for our power station, which isn't good. Going ahead and adding in that extra cable meant that I was drawing too much electricity and the thing has shut down, which is totally understandable. So we need to go ahead and jump back into utilities again. We need to grab some more capacitors, and we need to add quite a few more of you guys in. So we'll add in 1, 2, 3 capacitors, and we'll go ahead and we can high prioritize this, guys, like ASAP, by the way, because this is a big issue. Once we get the power back in, we'll go ahead and we're going to get some complaints from that, to be honest, because there's no electricity and the prison needs electricity to function properly, understandably. So we can get these fitted in very quickly, which is something which is happening now. Then I can go ahead and switch it back on. If you guys could take any longer, that would just be a nightmare. Thank God the gates aren't electrical, because that would be a bit of a flawed system. So that's you two guys, or those 2 extra capacitors installed. We have a little bit of breathing room, and with this extra capacitor, that red bar should go down even more. I just don't want it to go ahead and fill up. That is the bottom line. So staff room, actually something I've not seen in a while. Looks like we've got some staff resting in here, which is good. They're just having their own wee nice time. We've got a chef which has got the minuscule amount of tired. You guys are resting, which is good. It seems to be, you look like you're watching TV there. Again, I find it strange that workmen do not have names, yet prisoners have names. It's not really equal, it's not really fair, I don't think. If anything, it should be the other way around. Though, that comes round to the debate that do prisoners have rights? Yes or no? I'm not going to go ahead and put my input in that, because I don't necessarily, it's not something I really think of, because I don't plan to go behind bars anytime in my life. Anyway, so power cables coming in here, which is good. The visitation grant, that was the last reason I was in here. So, prison maintenance, we'll do these 2 and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. So, prison maintenance, we need a gardener and we also need a groundskeeping. So, I believe we did groundskeeping, so we now should actually be able to get this one near enough straight away. So, if I jump into staff, we have a gardener, hire 1, 2 of you guys, and that's that grant complete. Get myself 5,000, which is nice to see. A little bit going on here. Can we go ahead? Let me think of deployment here, actually. So is it time to go ahead and add in a guard or 2 into the yard area? Now the yard area is enclosed, I can go ahead and actually monitor it. So it's just going to go ahead and deploy more guards to certain areas, which is something I'm maybe not the largest fan of. But if we go ahead and have 1 monitoring this area all the time, then I think that's a good thing. Like we have 2 guards monitoring the cell block, which, to be fair, actually isn't really that... It's not really that relevant at this stage, but when they're sleeping or if a riot kicks out, then it can go ahead and break it down, so it works out quite well in that situation. We've also got the 2 down arrows, which means that people are in general just de-stressing, de-rioting, getting less mad. Right, visitation rights is the next thing. So build a visitation room, add at least 3 visitor tables, build a common room, so we can go ahead and at least do the visitation part for the end of this episode. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and deal with the phone criteria. I need to go ahead and add in 1 more phone, so go ahead and do that there, and then we'll go ahead and also add in 1 more weight bench, just because they are like literally, I want to keep it symmetrical really. So that is one of the bullet points done. At least 2 TVs, a pool table and a common room. That's a whole separate thing, so we'll do that in the next video. So the 2 bullet points we need to go ahead and focus on is build a visitation room and have at least 3 tables. Right, okay, so first of all, do we have visitation rooms? That is the big question. So it's good to see we do have visitation room. I don't think there's any minimum requirements. I'm going to go ahead, I mean, all this area is going to get used pretty much here. I'm going to go ahead and add in this corner here. I've just thought of another thing which I need to go ahead and do actually. So if we go ahead and add in a wall, it's just an extra layer of security I'm pretty much putting in. So going to concrete wall this and then add a jail door into here just to, you know, increase that security. So I'll have a double... I mean, right now, I guess it's not really that important, just because of the fact that we're not got an entrance to the outside, but when we do, I don't want anyone escaping through here as quickly as they possibly could. It might not make sense now, but I've got an idea in my head. A lot of stuff you might ask, okay, why are you doing that? If I don't explain it, then question me about it, and I'll explain it like I did at the start of this episode, what my layout of the prison was going to land up being. I'm looking forward to the next episode, because we're going to go ahead and extend our prison ward as well, which is something which is badly needed, and also is prison labour as well. A janitor's actually doing some work here, which is good with laundry, so I'm happy with that. However, we can roll out prison labour soon and go ahead and free him up so he can do something else that would be even better. Anyway, back to visitation rights. Very much just going off topic here very quickly. So I need 3 visitor tables and I also need some booths. So we'll go ahead and add in just basically 1, 2, 3 of these. You're going to be stuck in this room anyway, so it doesn't really bother me how this works out. So we'll go ahead and add in, for the time being anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4 tables, so that's quite a lot. And we'll go ahead and a guard will have to let people into that visitation room when families are visiting, so it should work out no problem. And that should give me the grant actually, so if we go ahead and speed this up, some more goods are coming in, which is good. Hopefully this will bring in some tables, which is what is required. I can see them moving in now actually, which is good. So these 4 tables, just a guard, and then go ahead and build these very quickly. So that is 4 tables built. What is the problem? Oh, I realise, okay, I need to go ahead and, yeah, it's a lot more criteria. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave that for the time being. It looks like someone is unconscious here again, which isn't good. So I wonder why that is. At least you're getting taken to sick bay now, which is good. At least we have that functioning. And so is laundry, which I'm happy about as well. Something to do with water though. I don't think something really worked out here. I swear I put a pipe in there. However, I mean, that's at least planned to get built now. So that'll go ahead and put some more washers into action. I'm going to go ahead and hire myself another janitor to end this episode, because I think that the prison in general is looking pretty clean. However, there's still some bits which could be improved on. And also, like the showers for example, there's also solitary confinement, which, if I'm totally honest, I'm not really bothered that this place is looking too amazing, but it's just, for my eye, I just don't like, very good graphically actually for a game like this, going ahead and adding in the decal, but it just annoys me. I mean, it's a personal thing, it just annoys me. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this episode up here. So I feel like on the grand scale of things, I don't feel we've done too much, to be fair actually. If you look at from I guess the start of the episode from up at this height to the end of this episode, we've not done too much. Big things we have done though is the infirmary, laundry and visitation centre. Also made some modifications to our administration building, which is growing into a very strange shape. Yes, I will admit that. We've also gone ahead and just enclosed the yard and did some more power stuff and some staff stuff. In the next episode we're going to go ahead and extend the prison and add in more prisoners. I'm looking very much forward to it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this episode. Please leave a like, rating, subscribe if you are new around here. Go ahead and click on the links on screen to some videos you may have missed. And that is all for this video, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.